Welcome back to T&W Repair. On today's agenda, our goal is to get this jam off the trailer. The front right tire is locked up, so we're gonna somehow free it up and get the thing rolled off the trailer so I can use my flathead. Stick with them. All right, get the thing off the deck of the trailer. Get this tire off. Sure. Yep. She's locked. It's been a little bit. I picked this car up right before Christmas time. It's actually a pretty rare car. This is a 1966 AMC Marlin, which in 66 there were about 4,500 of these made, so not super common. And I like it because it looks a lot like a Barracuda. Pretty cool looking car. So the plan for this is a full rotisserie restoration at some point. It's going to be next in line after the 65 D400 job, which is still nowhere near completion, but it'll get there one day. And it's a lot closer than this car is, so hence why it's first in line. Okay. Get that tire off. I'm sure there's 5 different size lug nuts, but get an impact and some sockets. Okay. Let's see if they want to come off or snap off. Or we can just get all of them stuck in the sockets too. That's cool. It was not as bad as I would have thought. And I got them all off without breaking any of the studs, so that's positive. So, how are we going to do this? Well, luckily that drum has a huge lip on it. It's nowhere even near the backing plate. I just don't know how easy or difficult brake parts for this are going to be to find. So I don't really want to destroy it if I don't have to. But we're going to smack it with a hammer a couple times and see if it really just wants to fall off. Hit it with your purse. Oh yeah. Yep. Is that other tire off the ground? Maybe not. Jack it up a little more. Turn that steering up. Easy. Okay. Oh,
maybe. Nice crunchy in that steering gear. I just want to be able to push this thing around the yard and not drag it through the gravel. Well, that drum is totally going to be trash. It's not going to come off. You know, it would be very handy about now to have one of those big hydraulic 3-jaw pullers, because this always is the most inefficient way of removing a rusted up drum, but in typical fashion, that's just how I do things. So we'll continue to fight with it. Eventually it'll come off. But you know what? Well, that could be part of the problem, dumbass. Okay, you gotta get something to pull that dust cap off. So I'm pretty sure these are, I guess you'd consider it an inboard drum. It's captured by the spindle nut, I do believe. So we're gonna pop this dust cap off and get that spindle nut off. See if it wants to fall off a little easier then. Yeah, they absolutely are. So your outer bearings, or is it? Sure looks like it is. Your outer bearing is right behind this spindle nut. So, gotta get some pry tools, figure out what size socket, set the dikes to pull that cotter pin. So, that cotter pin out of there, maybe. Alright, let's see if I maybe brought over a correct size socket. Well, how about that? 1/16 it is. When you know, you just know. You know? Maybe. Everything's gonna stick in every single socket, I guess. Probably gonna have to go find a magnet. Fish out spindle nut washer, outer bearing. So what's happened here, likely, is one of two things. Either the bearings have rusted up solid to the races and to the spindle, which doesn't appear to be the issue. It looks like there's grease in here. Or the face of the drum has rusted to the spindle face, which is probably what's happening here. So may end up grabbing the torch and just trying to heat the face of this up nice and hot. I'm going to say that's probably still not going to just fall off. Ooh, oh, what is it? I may have spoke too soon. It almost feels like I already broke it loose over here a little bit, like it's still seized in this area, which naturally that's, you know, the tough side to actually swing the hammer. We got our outer bearing. It doesn't look horrible. Yeah, we're just stuck on the shoes is what it is. Shoes have rusted. The drum kind of appears. That's when a puller would really be nice. I don't have one that big. Kind of determined that yesterday with the whole hydraulic pump fiasco. So, you know, it would be handy. I do have a hub puller, but it's at work with a big slide hammer. Not here though. Because I think that would do the trick. I almost think, I'm not entirely sure how these are designed, but I almost think the studs are integral to the drum itself. And actually, the more I'm thinking about any of the older inboard drums like this that I've had off, I do believe that's how they typically are. So you don't have an individual like hub unit bearing that would go behind that for the drum to slide over. It's just part of it. So you can get the torch out, I think. We'll try to just heat up drum surface and free those shoes before we waste a bunch of time wailing on it with a hammer. All right, let's heat this thing up. Kind of pisses me off. I went to switch out my cutting torch for a rosebud. Well, I just had another torch set up that I ended up selling. So this is the setup that's on my service truck. Well, I sold a bunch of rosebuds and cutting tips with the other torch. Come to find out, the rosebuds that I kept for this torch have a different size thread to mount to the torch. So they're useless to me unless I buy another torch that has that bigger thread. Sometimes the guy just can't win. Yes, if you weren't a dipshit all the time and you actually pay attention to shit like that before you got rid of it, you wouldn't have that problem. I kind of wonder how much wind noise is going to be in this video. It's pretty windy out right now. Sorry for that. Can't hear me, I'll voice over whatever I'm doing. All right. It's hot. Come on. Definitely have things happening. Oh, free. It's spinning now. That wasn't all that bad. It's good because I didn't want to have to buy one of those colors. Now, if I could get it off, that would be ideal. It still doesn't spin great. You can hear it's pretty damn crunchy. Wow. I hit a tight spot again. Move you guys so you get a better view. Guess it helps if my back's not turned to you, huh? You can actually see what's going on. Wow, that got tight. Let's knock some of that rust out of there. Oh yeah, got one of these. If I can hit it. I feel like that's not great either. Now that I moved the camera, I need to go to this side. What you do, it's not gonna win. Maybe I'll spin it back the other way. Gee. It's crunchy. Very crunchy. Oh, yeah. Almost need a shorter pry bar to do this, but then I'm not going to have the leverage. It's pretty damn tight. It's just if that thing, hung out closer to the edge of the fender, it'd make this a whole hell of a lot easier. Get a shorter bar. Okay, so you can tell where I had it heated up. I was originally up in here, so I'm damn near a complete revolution at this point. It's not quite there. And I absolutely have destroyed this drum. That stud's nice and bent, and I've smashed the piss out of the backside, which I don't know how far I want to take this build, if I want to take it more along the original route or if I want to do a disc brake conversion, which is probably what I'm going to do anyway. So this is just so I can make it into a roller and roll it around the yard, because oh damn, I didn't just bend that one's about to snap off. But yeah, I don't have a spot. I just want it to live permanently, so I need to be able to roll it around when I need to move it. I think we got through that. Got through the tough spot, I believe. Still don't roll for shit, but we have made it all the way around. That's progress. Now if I can keep going without breaking any of the studs off. I want to get the spot I heated. It seems like right in here it's super crusty. So I want to get that back down here. And then I'm going to try smacking the back of it with a hammer again. Breaking it loose. Yeah, I need at least a, 2 or 3 studs still on there. Put the tire back on. I don't want to snap them all off. Jesus Christ. This is ridiculous. How stuck this damn thing is. See with that, even what, a 2-foot pry bar, I can't even spin that thing still, so I don't know. Keep on keeping on. It'll come off eventually. So after quite a while of heating, rotating, and beating the ever-loving shit out of this thing, got at the point where it's about to fall off. Figured you guys might want to catch the big reveal. Damn. Well, I'm sure this giant ridge in the drum has nothing to do with why that thing was hung up. Look at the size of that fucking ridge. Jesus. So, I'm going to try to straighten out this outer portion before I put it back on. But it's free now. And see, just trying to think, maybe what I'll try to do instead of even putting this drum back on so I don't have issues when I get to actually working on it, I might try, it almost looks like the actual hub center is a separate piece. Well, actually, it doesn't matter if it is or not. What I'll do is I'll take the torch and I'll just cut the drum off of that hub. And then I'll just put the hub back on. Don't need the drum. I don't need brakes. It's not like the brakes work. So, luckily my land is flat. It's not like I'm pushing it at 1,000,000 miles an hour. If it's up to a tractor, like the tractor is a little heavier than this car, so I'm not too worried about it. So we'll do that. Cut the center out of that. Gotta figure out, I think we'll do it right here in the gravel, actually. Burn that out. Shove it all back together. Nothing to it but to do it. I'm sure there's no asbestos dust in here or anything. Probably really healthy for me to breathe this shit.
with our oxygen.
Let's see how we made out. Oh yeah. And there you go. Well, got it freed up. Got that spindle back on. Got the tire back on. Now I just got to pick a place to unload this thing. It's way too low for how short my ramps are, so I'm going to figure out a way to, either I'm going to block it and take it down a little more gradual, or if I can get under it, maybe put forks under it with the loader on my backhoe and lift the rear end up. We'll see. I don't know how much room I have with that tank there, but got to find a spot first.
Off the line. That's it. Well,
Guess the big downside to having old shit, some constantly breaking shit. Well, fuck. That's how she goes, right? So, managed to get the car the rest of the way off the trailer. Luckily, the car wasn't damaged at all. It came down in the bucket right on the bumper brackets and somehow didn't hit the bumper or the tank. So, we're good on that front. No harm, no foul. Keep an eye out for a future video of that line being replaced, as well as repacking the piston and gland packings on 2 of the hydraulic cylinders on this machine that are leaking.
Till the next one. Catch you guys later.